Welcome to Kiwis and Dragons, a D&D adventure from Aotearoa, New Zealand, the home of hobbits. Now, our intrepid party of adventurers consists of Duncan Daynut, a fighter with a heart of gold and a brain of turnip.
Grandma Daynut used to say, you can trust a thief to be dishonest.
Undra Vermis, a drowned necromancer with a fascination of death and a mystery to solve.
Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you're the reason, and sometimes it's because you're shit.
Oh, there's one swear word after 40 seconds. Tish Dusklight, a gnome bard that sings like an angel and talks like a mug in a dark alley.
Oh, I'm so confused, I don't know what I wanted to tell you. Oh, where can my Tish be? The DM took her away from me. She almost went to heaven, so we've got to be good. 'Cause Tish said so.
Oh.
Sorry, I just have no tune tonight after going to nearly the heaven. It's just gone. But I'm back. Sorry.
And
I
Skold,
thought you were going to do Highway to Hell.
I was tempted. There was
stairways to heaven, knocking on heaven's door.
Yeah, I just was like, no. Thank you, Rowan.
And Skold Gunvalsen, a war cleric who lets his hammer do most of the talking.
I mina tankar önskar jag att jag aldrig lämnade farmen.
Something to
Tankers.
do with firemen.
Yes.
And
Oh,
tankers.
I was going tankers and farmers.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
firemen.
In my mind, I wish I never left the farm.
Oh.
Oh,
Why?
because he's a woodsman.
Woodsman.
Yes. Because
You're gonna have you're gonna have individual T-shirts. You're gonna have one with Boo Shiva. You're gonna have one with I am Woodsman, son.
Hello.
Yours
over
will
there.
just say, wee!
Grandma used to beat me 3 times a day, holding 5 fingers up.
Oh.
Oh,
No,
dear.
what was that wizard I was called? I forgot his name now.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I wrote that down one time.
I like being him.
Frank Daynut, Arcane Wizard.
Frank Daynut, wizard.
Yeah.
Frick.
All I picture in my head is a dwarf dressed up in like Mickey Mouse's
Yes.
Sorcerer's Apprentice blue gown and hat kind of
That's
thing.
exactly
Exactly.
it.
That's what I'm
Beautiful.
Frank Daynut.
Arcane wizard.
Good times.
I'm going to make you a business leaf.
Oh, that's so cool.
Dear me. Right. Back to it. You join our group, and may I say, MVP of the last episode. Well done, Shoal, for pulling Revify out of your butt so quickly.
You're the man.
Well done, team, for not putting a price on Tish's,
can't.
soul. Yeah, that's good. Just giving up like 5,000 gold piece gem for 300 gold piece gem. It's awesome.
Yeah, we'll nick one, don't worry.
Where I'm from, that means I own her now. But, I give that up now that I live up on
Oh,
the...
but you're
on
like
the
one of
earth.
my best friends after him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
After him.
Yeah, well, because... No, sisters.
I can take it back,
No, you're
Just
my best
reach
friend.
in.
No, to be fair to Skold, he has totally redeemed himself for all the other 94 episodes, or 95 when he was rubbish.
That's very mean to you.
You're starting from a level playing field now, Skold.
Oh yeah, fresh start.
Yes,
Yes.
Fresh
Right.
start.
None of us
screw
could have
it up.
done that. You have saved the party, so I think
Yes.
much respect to you.
Yeah.
I haven't had to drag you through a battlefield
Yeah.
for episodes
I'm-
now.
Wow.
I haven't even heard Volt give him shit yet. It's awesome.
No. How is your mum?
You would have thought Volt might have just said, "Oh, well done, Shoal, you brought someone back to life." But
Yeah.
he's always on the
Proud.
down, isn't he, old
Yeah.
Volt? He's never with the praise, is he?
Negativity.
Yeah,
some
I think
counts
it's still a bit salty that he's still stuck with us.
In your head, you're like, I will give you praise when you do something useful. Bringing that small thing back from the dead, she deserved to die. You don't die, you come back.
One time I'm going to take that.
Yeah,
thing
he's
and
always telling me he's super proud of me for bringing Tish back because that's his like second favorite person.
Oh, that's nice.
Your eyes say something different, sure. You've got a little shake in your hand.
No, no.
We still got that ring of telling if people are lying.
Yes, yes, we do.
Oh, look, I can see the boat over there.
Is it Elvinus? No.
You join the group, having spent a period of time getting to know a number of members of the Thieves Guild local to Hawksmoor, where they'd learned, or you've learned, that the Thieves Guild itself was a victim of a number of targeted attacks by this newfound crime gang led by the Ironmonger, who you put two and two together and realise that COVID and the Ironmonger are the same person.
COVID
COVID are the same person, and their quick
Equally
rise to power at the expense of the Thieves Guild and somewhat of the town guard or the city guard and neighbouring kind of areas. Remembering that they were a band basically holding local villages for ransom and so on. They're trying to stretch their power very quickly and very fast to kind of make an impact. The Thieves Guild have maybe got a suggestion. They're going to do some reconnaissance in two areas. You've decided to go with a younger individual called Hochi to the docks, where they believe there is a meeting and the arrival of someone or something important enough to bring COVID out. And the Thieves Guild are going to go and investigate and see what information they can glean from the Wandering Urchin, which is going to be a skeleton crew, as it were.
So we're just fact finding. We're not going to purposely kill anybody.
Oh.
Maybe.
No
We're not-
fireballing.
No. Right.
No fighting just yet because everyone's going to be here, so it's going to be a pretty,
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway.
because they've all come, that's what I said,
And
they've
what-
all gone away from the Wandering Urchins, so they'll all be down here. So.
And what about the guards? Where are they going? Did I miss that? But I'm sorry.
Oh,
The guards?
The guards aren't involved yet.
no.
Oh, they're just
I
holding
think we're
off.
just
Just
doing some
the
reconnaissance.
Taiwan.
In your head, you hear the clucking of a chicken. Chicken shit.
Are
No
you okay,
fighting.
Sean?
What is this? No fighting.
No, Walt is trying to do like the caca noise, but he's failing miserably.
Does he see danger?
Yeah, I'm trying to teach him like the signal for danger, but it's
Not happening?
no.
See,
You have to get
Hey,
it right in
hey,
the back of your throat.
Yeah, and he doesn't have like proper lips and stuff.
Oh.
No.
like I said, too chicken to even tell them when you're being abused by your hammer.
All right. He wants me to tell you that he's an abusive hammer and he's being really mean to me. I was. Yeah.
What can we do to help you? To be
No, nothing.
Do you
Just
need
be my,
protection?
just be my friend.
always.
Would you like me to carry your hammer for a while?
No, it's
Can you
It's
put it
me-
in my bag of holding?
it's my burden to carry.
Will it
Yeah,
smother him? No,
You could shine it with a pot scribber. No.
I don't like
I-
people
I-
being nasty to our
Yeah,
show.
it's a bit off.
That is
Bolt.
our job.
Well,
Yeah.
You have enough people
to be that being
to
nasty to me.
abuse
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But we do it with love.
Yeah.
Yeah, but fresh sheet, like
Yeah.
fresh character sheet and everything.
Starting from afresh
Yep.
now, because
Yeah.
So we're not gonna kill anyone yet, but
No,
We're just
Okay.
going to check it
it's
out.
just gonna check it out.
not until the first dice roll and it all goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
I have sandpapered the twos off of his dice.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yes.
Well, I might bring a fresh D20 next time.
A
Nice.
good idea.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, maybe stop carrying that head around.
No, it's safe in the bag, and I'm putting like the spell on it so it doesn't smell.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Cool.
Like I'm preserving it.
Can you do that to Duncan?
He needs to be dead first.
Ah. Sorry, Duncan.
So when we got me,
Yeah, but
you still have a little whiff about
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You still smell a bit like me.
yeah, it's because we're bros.
It's in the creases.
Right, Hawkeye, how do you get to the docks?
Oh, I was wondering when you were going to realise I was standing here waiting.
Oh, is your no?
Did I ever hear you say your hammer is abusive to you?
Yes.
You know what you should do? You should take a dump on it and then see if it likes it. That's what I'd do to an abusive hammer. Just put it down there, show it who's boss, and just walk away, and then he'll soon be like, come back.
Yeah, and remind me never to touch anything that's yours.
Oh. Well, I mean, I didn't say do that.
No.
That's what I do.
It's
Yeah.
like those people that burgle houses and then go and shit on beds.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But funny.
And you look down and this little boy's like, oh yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? Yeah.
It's terrible.
Holds his fist out to you and goes, yeah, you're like,
Yeah, right. Yeah, wash it.
What are you wiping on Duncan?
Nothing.
He goes, you guys slept in there last night, didn't you? Which one was on that bed?
Oh, I hope it was me.
Everyone roll a d6.
Oh.
I've got one of those.
What are we aiming for?
One.
Don't worry about it.
No, it's probably a 2.
Five.
that you're after.
2.
Hey.
You say nothing because this cold sweat comes over your back when he's pointing to the bed that you slept in.
Oh, buddy.
He's like, that's my bed. Never sleep in it though. And one's off. Anyway, come on. Hustle. Gotta go.
Oh.
So if we're gonna revise the not killing anyone.
Yeah.
Like he might just gotten
He has to
lost.
go.
So it comes back. Goes, seriously though, I won't take any shit from your hammer. Oh, that's 2. Sorry. Don't take any crap from your hammer. Show who's boss.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go. Chop chop.
Right, where are we going, Hawkeye?
To the docks. This way. He leads you through a maze of tunnels into the sewers, and which leads a fair way, maybe a good 20 minutes. And he explains, he goes, well, we're heading south. See, the docks are on you see him thinking, the west side of the city, kind of out to the Western Isles. So we're kind of going south, and then we're going to bear west, and it'll bring us up by by this inn, and it is like a pub we own. It's called the Iron Anchor, and it's like a kind of, not people know we own it, but it's like how we get into our tunnels. See, and we'll go there, and it's like a safe place to get out and get in, because we've got hidden doors, and we'll go there, and it's about 10 minutes, like getting to the docks itself, and then we've got to spend a bit more time getting closer because they were already setting guards around. See, like they're like. But like what Jesper was saying, these guys, they're showing a big like move of force and basically trying to intimidate everyone, and they're doing a pretty good job because they give us a good stuffing.
Yeah, like you look pretty scared.
Oh yeah, well yeah. To be honest, like I'm only a little boy, mate. I'm not like you welding around like Manu, whatever you call that thing. What was its name? Moloninor? Or what are those magical hammers called that they all have up there?
Volt.
Volt, is that his name? So that's
Yeah.
a much easier name to say. Volt.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, like I've got this little dagger here, but I don't need it because I'm super quiet. See, right now I'm real chatty, but up there I'm like, he kind of just like whispers like nothing, but like, I'm like a ghost. Can you be like a ghost?
Tish was like a ghost.
I was.
Really?
I was totally.
You're like a ninja.
No.
No,
Oh,
just
dead.
like a
Like dead.
dead gnome.
Like-
Really?
She's quite pale, very floppy.
What like Dresden pale? You look pretty peaky now. Like you look right with the colour.
I was like on my way to the
Blue
On the
and smelt a
side.
bit iffy.
What, the east side of the city?
further.
Further, where were you going?
Like around the bend.
Yeah. Yep. I like died. Ish.
Oh,
But then she got better, so.
How did you? Wow, that's pretty awesome.
It was pretty horrible because a poo monster killed me.
Oh, that's what that smell is. I thought it was him.
No, it's usually
He was sleeping in my bed and everything.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's me.
No,
Oh.
I had a shower. Yeah.
Hochi, have you ever met somebody in your life that you've thought to yourself, oh, I would never get tired of punching them?
I mean, Flint's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
He drinks all the wine.
It's a gnome thing.
Yeah, no, not really. Oh, there was this one time, this kid at the orphanage where I grew up, and he basically just like snored, and you could never get any sleep. And sometimes he'd pick his nose and flick it at you, and it was just disgusting. That's why I learned the pooing trick. Yeah, like I did that to him, and like it was so funny.
And yeah,
Got a beating for that. Actually, it was pretty big. But yeah, like I could have smacked him around a bit. But why'd you ask?
Oh, no reason. You
Okay.
might come across somebody in your
How old are
life.
you?
I'm 50.
Whoa.
I know, getting old.
Fast cats. It's
Are you
not-
married yet? Do you have a family? Have you bred?
No.
good.
No, and I like brown. I like brown bread.
Oh, okay.
Only messing with you. No.
I like that. Yeah.
I like
I know what
pie.
you was talking about. Wink, wink. But later we've got stuff to do. Okay.
Hey, we're going to the docks. My friends.
And
It's all
anyway,
gone
he kind of
wrong.
pops up, and you pop up, and he goes up a ladder, and you pop up into a cold space, kind of stone walls. Very quickly notice barrels around all edges, a couple of casks of wine, or boxes of bottles of wine, and then this kind of like that yeasty beery smell. He goes, right, come on, no stopping, we've got to go. And he leads over to us some kind of wooden stairs, and as the last of you come up, he turns around and he looks at you, Duncan. He goes, oh, can you just quickly move that box back on top of there? We don't want anyone else seeing that door, please. And then just
Should we take some drinks with us first?
why would you want to do that?
So just in case we get some of the guards see us, we can like spill some drinks on us and pretend that we're drunk.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Wow.
Yeah, you can do that if you want. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm going to be a ghost, so that's fine.
Yeah,
But if you think
that's
you're going
fine,
to
that's
get,
fine.
yeah, you go for it.
So,
Okay, cool.
One for the road and one for the pocket.
Oh,
Nice.
before we go up there, what's the signal? Like you get in trouble. What's the signal?
Pineapple.
Caw-caw!
Yeah.
Cacao.
Caca.
And then followed by the noise of like skulls cracking.
Usually.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, caw, and then yeah. All right, all good. So if I do a caw, will you like come to me?
We'll come and rescue you. Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
sure,
important.
sure.
Yep.
Cool.
So what is the plan? Are we going to be invisible? What are you two going to
Oh,
do? How will you
Do we
not
need
be
to get a
seen?
bit closer first? Have
Yeah.
a look at what we're doing.
I'm thinking definitely you invisible, and then we on some high ground somewhere.
A ridge line.
Yeah, a ridge line.
Second story window.
Yeah, like
Careful climbing up in your...
an urban ridge line.
Well, we got maybe
Seaside
15
apartment.
minutes to get to probably where you can see the dock entrance, and at that point, I think we'll probably have a quick chat.
Good. Let's go.
Okay.
And figure out what we're going to do, because I mean, if you want to get anything interesting from this, we're probably going to have to get within earshot. Sneaking's good, but there's going to be a lot of people around, so we'll figure out how you're going to do
And
that.
I think you're gonna be on rear guard.
All right, if you think no problem. Yeah, I will keep a watch out. So let's go. And you kind of walk out the kind of the cellar doors, and he shuts them down and bolts it, or like kind of puts the latch across, and it leads you through a couple of pathways, and you can smell that sea air now you've gotten closer to the docks, and you can hear the seabirds kind of cawing, and there's hustle and bustle in the street. Wagons, like small wagons, being pulled by men, slightly bigger ones being brought along by donkeys, and you get closer and closer, and you can see this like walled fence way where there are parked wagons, and the sails of ships off just kind of behind them, getting closer and closer. Now, the entrance to the dock, he kind of goes up this alleyway and leads you up, where he kind of leans against the wall, kind of nonchalantly. He's like, right, so there's the entrance. It's pretty easy to spot because it's the one boat that has got like empty docks either side of it. So, have you been to a port? You know how it goes? You've got these long jetties going out where the boat comes up. There's nothing either side of it for a couple of those wharfs type thing. Big white sails, I think. So yeah.
And lots of angry-looking guys with.
Oh
like,
yeah, that
weapons,
would do it
yeah.
as well. So I mean, like, and he's like pulls out a bit of paper and he gives it to you. He goes, "Here's a letter saying that you need to get to the whispering the whispering squall, which is a boat at the very far end of the dock. I had to pay for this. which will get you quite a ways way up there. And I'm sure someone's going to ask for this, but it's only going to get you so far. Okay?
Cool.
Okay.
So, have we got to get onto that boat? Is that what we need to do to
That's
see?
where the Koveg is coming in.
Closer you can get, the more you're going to find out, I imagine.
Okay.
Or find. Get on the boat, you're going to see heaps, hear heaps, I'm sure, but I don't know how you're going to do that, to be honest.
We're going to wing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, Mr. Tall Guy, I'm rear guard. So, where do you want me to hang out?
Or do we want him to come with us because he's sneaky deaky?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I like it. All in, let's go. Right. What are we going to do? What's the plan?
Well,
Okay.
what's the plan?
So,
This is normally where it all goes horribly wrong.
No, we're gonna just do what's called the improvising.
Oh,
Okay.
stop it.
Being like all like smart about stuff.
Oh,
So, but I think invisibility. Then we also got. Oh, is Morris alive again?
no.
Is he still?
Oh.
Is he still dead?
Mhm.
How long does it
How long
take
does
to
it take?
make?
There's not really a chance to.
I have to
Mm.
cast the spell,
oh
Yeah.
okay.
to,
Yep.
and it won't be Morris. It will be another.
Okay.
Oh,
Like another bird.
Who knows?
Oh, it could be anything.
Mhm.
I miss Morris.
yeah. Because we could have used him here as well to spy.
And a puppy.
So if we go to the Whispering Squall.
Yep.
Do you two want to be invisible?
I probably should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
we
stick
really
out
should.
like a,
Yeah.
what you call it, a big toe.
Yeah, we should, because
Mm-hmm.
once we get to that, that's where he reckons we'll stop, and then we'll just try and sneak forward with old Ghost Boy.
Oh, right. Can we do one invisible and you just get on my shoulders?
I think if you cast it at a level 2 or higher,
Oh, yeah,
you can
yeah,
cast
could
me
just-
in there, and then I've
just,
got
yeah.
mine if we start to fade and need to be.
So if okay, I think we clear it, you know. So if I cast invisibility and I hold a Tish and she's invisible because of my spell, can Kish cast a spell?
No, you could cast invisibility so that both, like, you can cast it on
Yeah.
two people. But you couldn't, like, cast it once and just have yourself and someone else go invisible. It doesn't make a great deal of sense, but that's just the mechanics of the game to stop people
That's
cheating.
absolutely fine. But if I made two people invisible,
Yeah, if you go like 3rd level or higher, you
if I
can.
made somebody
one
invisible and that person could cast spells, that's not their concentration, that is.
Yeah.
So they could cast a spell and be
Yeah, as soon
invisible?
as, I'd say as soon as they cast, like,
It would-
attack or their invisibility.
Oh,
would
the spell ends for a
drop.
target that attacks or casts a spell.
So I would say you can
Something.
cast it on more than one person because
Uh-huh.
you're casting at a high level, and then it would be down to the individuals if they do something which would break.
Would break that.
Yeah,
That's
for
okay.
them, and then if you lose concentration, I would say the spell ends on everyone.
Okay.
How long does it last? Is it
An hour.
An hour.
Oh.
It's heaps of time. See how much time we've got.
So, do we want to all wander down as close as we can get and then sneak down some boxes and make ourselves invisible?
All of us.
Should we all go invisible, do you think? Or do you think some of us should be visible?
Oh, remember what happened last time when we came through a gate and 2 of us were invisible and 2 of us weren't? And
Yeah.
one ended up in the prison for a little bit. And I, had to
I
touch-
don't remember this.
Of course
no,
not.
you wouldn't having
And
a
I had to
sleepy
touch
Popeyes.
horses. And,
Can you make two people invisible
yeah,
as well?
as long as I cast it
between,
level
so
3.
between us, we have the capacity for us all to be invisible.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Or
should
you
try
all
that.
3 of us.
Yeah.
How long do we think we're going to spend down here investigating at the door?
Remember,
that's the
they're
thing we don't
only
know,
here
do we?
for an hour.
Yeah.
We've got an hour window, is what he said. And an hour at the docks.
Oh,
Oh, an hour to be at the docks.
Oh,
So you're here now,
okay.
but you don't know how long. I mean, it
But
could be
we-
10 minutes, could be an hour,
Yeah.
Okay.
could be less.
Like, we sneak as close as we can, like, keep a watch on it, and when stuff starts to happen, we just go invisible and get closer.
3rd
Okay.
level.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do that then.
So what are we doing?
So what we're going to do is we're going to go go in as we are with our letter to get as far as we can. And then when we can't get any further, we're going to find somewhere to hide and go invisible and then keep an eye on it. Oh no, we're going to hide, keep an eye on it, and then we're going to cast invisibility when we need to go and get even closer.
Yeah.
So do you want me to be visible when we go up with the letter?
Well,
We're all gonna be visible.
I mean, it's not the town guard, is it? They were the ones that were looking for us. We're probably...
We're not going to
The
come up
little
against
fella's
them?
like, if you can make yourself invisible, you don't really need a letter, do you?
Yes.
Like maybe one of you just have that in case you get caught and you're like, oh, this is what I was doing, kind of thing.
For some reason, people don't seem to like me.
Crazy, eh?
I can be
That's
troublesome.
because you look like a shifty man. To be honest,
Thank you
no
very
offence.
much.
I mean, you speak like
What
you've
a
got something stuck
charmer.
up your bum, but
How many times can you cast that spell?
At second level, you can.
No, at the third, so you can do both of us.
Quite a few.
One moment, please.
How many spell slots you
you
got?
must say you've long rest, so you
Because
probably
we've
got
had
it.
a rest.
Yeah.
When you cast a spell using a spell slot of third level or higher, you can target one additional creature for each slot
So
level
how
above
many third
second.
level slots have you got?
I've got 2,
Okay.
3.
Three.
I have
Okay.
3 and 1 at 4.
Okay, so
I've got 3
we've
and
we've
2
got
and
some
4.
capacity to, so like if
Multiple.
yeah, so if we like the first hour's running out, we can always cast it again.
Mhm.
Let's all go in invisible then. Let's leave
Ho-Chi.
Hochi here just to keep an eye on things.
I'll do
Is
that.
that right, mate?
I got that, no problem, easy.
And
Oh,
And if I hear the call, I will make like a ghost and come see how I can assist.
yeah, maybe perhaps a better if you hear the call, maybe you could try and create some sort of distraction.
Done. I will do that. That's what I'm good at.
And I will wear my cloak of elven kind.
I figured you got that on all the time anyway.
Yes, pretty much.
Easy. Okie dokie. So, you two cast spells and make the 4 of you invisible.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get us a, oh, that's a neat trick. I need to learn that one. Right. And he just kind of jumps off whatever he's been sitting on and wanders out. And then you see him kind of go up to a building, and he just kind of sits down outside and starts kind of flicking some cards through in his hands, and just suddenly just gets very distracted by the world. And as you kind of look at him, you can see that he's not looking, but he seems very aware of his surroundings, even though he's paying what looks like no attention. And the 4 of you walk up to the entranceway. You see a cart being pulled by what is a large kind of grey dappled horse, being driven by an individual kind of covered goods on the back, walks past you, and with that you are now in the
Jump
docks.
on.
In the docks area, this particular one wharf has 10 kind of like or 10 jetties, I suppose. I'm explaining this wrong. The dock has 10 wharfs on it, and you can see in the first couple of number of good-sized ships, single mast sails, and one of them is currently, you can see goods being unloaded off of it. The further you go along, then you see a number of empty wharves, and then in the middle of them, this quite large ship is positioned, double-masted, big white sails, something you can't quite make out. You can see a big black crest of some description on the middle of the sails, and there's a number of bodies moving around on it, and it's at this wharf very obvious to see that there are a large number of individuals standing in pairs, separated by a number of feet, but there's a large kind of presence, body of people around it. And then as you move up, the wharves are empty except for 2 at the very end. And one of these is a ship no mast, and one has got a mast up with no sails, and one has got a single blue sail up there with this kind of like whirlwind like motif on it, and just bobbing. But it's not a very large ship. Looks like it's built more for speed than carrying heavy loads.
What's on its fancy flags?
Oh, it's like a kind of a tornado-y, whirlwindy type
Oh,
thing.
The people that are standing guard, do they all look like soldiers, or do any of them look like magic users?
Make a
Ooh.
perception check.
fancy questions.
As you're,
my
I'm
best
sure at this
friend.
point you're just slowly making your way up, staying out of trouble.
19.
For the immediate surroundings, they all look like brutes are the better word of it. They're well built, kind of a mixture of leather armor, chainmail shirts, swords at their kind of the waist. Some are just kind of laughing. They're all quite muscular to some degree, and all standing in pairs. And you can count at least 20, 24 easily. Running along opposite the wharfs, you can see a number of buildings, and these vary in size and shape. There are some large warehouse-like buildings the further up the dock you go, some with wagons outside, some with doors shut. There is, not far from the wharf with this big ship where you need to go, there is a smaller building with a number of people waiting outside, a couple of guards that you can see standing there in armour, and when I say guards, more like official guards that are just standing there really warily looking at what's going on, but just quietly trying to keep out of the way, like as if to say, we're not really in charge here, so we're just going to be quiet. And with them is an individual dressed in some like a clothes, looks very official, kind of small and scrawny looking, with what looks like a clipboard or some documents with him, and he's just kind of nattering to the guards in a very kind of hyperactive way, very kind of distraught by what's going on here, trying to looks like he's trying to assert some control where he can, but failing miserably.
Okay.
Chippy.
So there's some like officials there, but they're like under the thumb of the gang people. Just a quick question: if like I had a coin and I'm invisible and I throw it as distraction, does that then make me visible, even if I'm not attacking anyone? I'm just
Technically
throwing it to
not.
the
I would
side?
say it's not an attack. If you were to say I'm going to aim it at someone's head to try and do damage, then
Yeah, if I'm throwing it away just to make
yeah,
a noise.
to noise
I
and,
could
and
do
look.
that,
Yeah.
okay.
And the coin itself would be invisible while he touch it, but
And
when
then
he throw it,
It becomes visible.
It
when
becomes
he moves his
visible.
hand.
And, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And nobody we recognise in any way so far?
I'd make a
That's a good
perception check.
question.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah, like I will also try and like remember people's faces as well. I could see who's here just in case we run into them later on.
That's a good idea.
It's like, oh, that's the guy with
13
big
and
nose.
2 is 15 I rolled it.
Not from where you are right now, and you're probably making good headway in that you're past the first two ships and you're making your way slowly towards the first empty wharf, but now the presence of kind of, I'd say, brutes or gang members is becoming more heavy. With that, looking around, not noticing anyone, you do notice that there is a congregation on the wharf by the boat, and one that looks like it's happening on the kind of the back of the boat, the stern of the boat, higher up. You can see a group of people getting bigger. Like, you don't recognise anyone from them, but you can see a meeting of people.
So they're like two different meetings.
Yes, yeah. Two different meetings, and it's not. They're social meetings. There's talking going on both of them.
But they're not like official things that we think, oh, I need to eavesdrop on that.
You would, yeah, possibly.
Is
They
there,
look the most interesting things that are going on here. So.
is there anywhere sort of undercover that I could spider climb up the side of the ship to get closer without being seen? Because clearly I can't be invisible and do that. But I do have my cloak of elven kind to camouflage me.
Shoulder will become visible then, wouldn't it, as well?
Hold on.
He's so handsome.
Yeah.
He's,
To
I
answer
could
your
pause
question,
myself out
as
of
you kind of where you are, the first of the empty wharfs is there, and looking to be able to gain access to the boat, you like what? The guard presence on that first one is is non-existent. There's people pretty much standing at the start of the empty wharf immediately next to the ship. You could probably walk up one of those, lower yourself very gently into the water, and just make your way across. But it's up to you if you want to do that.
Could like
might not need to.
the gangplank? Is there a possibility of walking invisibly up the gangplank?
Yes, but there are people at both ends of it.
Okay.
Not to say you wouldn't be able to get past them or what.
Toss a coin to you.
Like it would be
People.
cool to like get on the boat and have a snoop around. Someone who's actually good at stealthing could go there just in case they need to stealth out because the invisibility might have gone.
You make a lot of clanging noise, yes? Yes.
And also, it would be really fun to like, maybe they got lanterns on the ship and it might like fall over
And
as
set it on
you're leaving
fire.
the ship.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And we
But
didn't kill anybody.
Really, we should like me and Tish should stick together, and you and Undra should stick together because like you've got the invisible spellcasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got stealth, and you're good at knocking over limbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at this point you hear this quite deep bellowing laugh, like this kind of like real hearty kind of like big man, like like kind of echo on the still kind of air, and it draws your attention, and you kind of see a lot of people just kind of look up, and that scrawny guy that was by that office, he just stops chatting and he just looks over and he's got this like
Oh man.
as if like, okay, just gonna be quiet because that's we always shut up when we hear that kind of laugh. That kind of laugh.
Where is that? Where's it coming from?
It's coming from the boat.
The big
Oh.
boat.
I reckon that's
Dust
the
boat.
Ironmonger.
Okay.
Or Santa.
Oh.
Oh, but Santa's not. Oh, you. Shush. Let's go.
The other meeting, you said there was one on the boat and there was one on the wharf. Who's involved in the other one?
With where you are at the moment, you're going to need to make your way out to be eyesight because you kind of
We're four.
you're a number of walls away, so
Oh,
you can kind of see it, but it's hard to see because the boat's in the way, and these people are now slowly moving up, maybe toward where the gangplank is. So you kind of got this congregation on top of on the actual boat, which you can see because they're higher up, and then this congregation that's now moving away or moving out of sight. So you'd have to move along the dock, past the kind of the office building to get closer, so you can get a better view.
Can we do that before we go on the boat?
Yeah. Or should we just split up now and you two go for the boat and we'll go and look at the congregation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that. And then
Sure.
what could possibly go wrong?
It's fine.
So I'll deal with you two first then. So you're making your way up past the office.
Yeah, to the congregation that are on the wharf.
No problem. Make a stealth check with advantage because you're invisible.
Oh, I will go with the natural 20, I think.
Hey.
And Tish as well, you with advantage, please.
Oh, what? What do you want, love?
Stealth.
Stealth check with advantage.
Oh, 16.
And again.
Because you've got advantage, so you roll
Oh.
twice, take the
Oh,
ice
yeah.
Go with the 16.
I'll go with the 16.
That's cool.
Shh, I'm just counting. Yep, that's cool. Would have been 24.
Beautiful. You
8, eh?
Oh, no. You make your way easily. You just kind of like dart, even in your invisible state, between like a couple of the pairs, and there's plenty of room between them. No social distancing.
We're
You
good at this.
walk past, briefly hearing the conversation with this kind of scrawny guy to these kind of guys,
Yeah.
and it's in hushed tones. It's like, they think they own the place. I mean, it scares the living crap out of me, but I wish someone would take them down. Just, gives me the shivers. Think they can just come and go as they please and do what they want. Who knows what they're bringing in? Oh. Then you hear, what are you saying over there? No, nothing. Just talking about it. Yes, nothing. Drifts off quietly. As you move up closer and closer, you can see boxes and crates that have clearly been unloaded from the ship in piles. And they are stamped with kind of signage and writing as they're being piled up. There's a large four-wheel cart where there's also a number of barrels and other bits and pieces being loaded onto.
What's on the stamp? Sorry.
That's all right. Make a intelligence check.
Intelligence. 18, sir.
Okay. It is 2 crossed keys with the name Stonewall Mining Company underneath.
Oh, Nigel. Sorry.
And that's on a majority of the boxes. And as you get up and get closer to the boats, you can see the same insignia on the middle of the 2 white sails. You look up the dock, up the wharf, and the congregation seems to be a number of individuals that look like they're dressed in light leathers. Some are wearing very loose linen shirts. On the top ends, you kind of sailor-ish, commercial sailor-ish kind of outfits. And they're just jovially chatting to a number of these guardsmen. The guardsmen that they're chatting to seem to be wearing breastplates. From this distance, it's easy to see that same company logo on top of the breastplates, kind of carved in, and they're wearing short sleeve shirts. And again, at this distance, you can see a couple of them have got some very deep tattoo, like dark ink tattoos, just peeking out. None of them are recognisable. No one that you've met before.
Okay.
But the style of what they're wearing reminds you of your mate, I want to say Rents down from who was the captain of the guard at Millerton. He was wearing a similar style shirt, not a breastplate, but he had that kind of style of tattoo coming out from under his shirt down his arm.
So just to be clear, the tattoos are very similar to the ones that where they did the magic out of them.
Like the one in your bed?
Yeah, yes. If you were going to compare them to the prison brawl and tattoos you saw earlier on, these are very much kind of consistent of that style.
And the crates that are on the wharf, are they being loaded off of the ship or onto the ship?
It looks like they're being unloaded off of the ship.
Off of the ship.
Any of them open?
Not yet.
Okay. He's hinting at you.
Would it be possible to try and sneak a look in one, or are they really well nailed down and we'd have to crowbar them off?
Make an investigation check.
Not my strong point.
You'll be great. You'll be right, Beastie.
5.
They are pretty well nailed shut.
Oh,
The ones you check were nailed shut.
no voices coming from them like, help
No.
me, help me.
No. The group that you're watching are kind of moving away from you now and seem to be taking residence up by the gangplank as you watch another kind of crate being hefted off by a number of individuals in these kind of linen shirts, and they're just kind of bringing it down the dock and the wharf now.
Like pirate shirt.
Kind of, yeah.
Just checking.
So you're at the end of the wharf. Are you
the
doing
80s.
anything else? You can't really hear the conversation that they're having.
Can we not get closer to them so we can
You
hear?
can do, yeah. So you make your way up.
Yeah.
As you step onto the wharf and your footsteps down, people around, I'll continue to use that stealth check you both rolled. You manage to dock out of the way of this kind of crate as it's being carried down, and there's a number of barrels and that which are littering the wharf where they've been unloaded and dropped, and people are ferrying them to and fro. As you get closer in the conversation, just make a perception, or you make a perception check for me.
P is for perception.
That's a 12 for me.
15.
Okay. The conversation is along the lines of familiar people discussing a journey. You gather that the journey has taken about 10 days. They come from the Western Isles. And it was a pretty straightforward crossing with no trouble. And then the really bit that catches your ear is, but then with her helping, no one's ever going to come near this boat, are they? And it's just the way that's said, it's a very particular phrase that sticks in your mind.
And we clearly know nothing about what is happening over there.
Correct. Is there with all my arcane knowledge,
Yeah.
would we know of some sort of creature that helps sailors or does cut conditions for the sea or stuff like that?
No, I mean it could be a sea monster under the control of something. I mean, your kind of your imagination is running wild, or these giant birds that can guide things. You're not quite sure.
Okay.
Where was the sea monster when he was in the toilet? Is it the same place?
No.
No, it's a different place.
Entirely, yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, you kind of, your mind's going rife now, but you're just like, it's pretty okay. What could help a ship? Anyway, stay safe from other things.
Sort of wind in the sails or something.
Going to you two, as you're kind of listening
Blood
on
and
and getting some good information. What are you doing exactly?
We're going to try and get onto the ship.
Yeah,
Find some paperwork. To see
yeah.
what's in the boxes.
The problem is that if we go in the water, we're gonna leave a trail.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, are there any ropes that have tied the ship to the docks that we can like shimmy up?
You got to get to the ship first, though.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
expect me to keep my concentration on the spell?
Well,
Well, you can concentrate on a spell pretty well without, like, the only thing that normally affects your concentration on the spell is taking damage or if you actively drop it.
You clearly don't know me.
well, you can stay on dry land, and I'll shimmy up the rope.
Good
Oh, go
God.
on then.
What could go wrong?
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Cool.
I can Misty Step, but only as a thing, and I wouldn't be invisible.
Once we've finished overhearing our conversation, we retreat behind some of the crates.
Yeah.
And we're going to prepare 2 possible actions in case these 2 get into trouble.
Oh, yeah.
One is like
Dash.
I'm going to look for a barrel that I can just like roll towards the edge of the dock, so it looks so people go, oh, there's
Yeah.
a barrel rolling into the water. And the other one is if it all goes horribly wrong, Tish is just going to thunder wave the crap out of the crates.
Yeah. I was
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm hoping one
So these are 2
gunpowder.
sort of contingency.
Yeah. As you're moving your way away, you also just overhear a comment, and it's one of the guards, and they turn around and they say, "Oh, and the best bit, we finally caught him, that dirty, rotten spy. Rent's got a cracking job, eh? He weaseled that little toad out. Gonna make an example of her, eh? It's gonna be so much fun." And it's like kind of that's where the conversation tails off as you're moving back towards the crates.
So we didn't hear that.
No.
Cool.
We don't know.
So
you
you
need to
kind of
find
ready
out
back,
again.
kind of get into position in case something goes wrong.
Yeah.
You're gonna do your bits and pieces. So how are you to explain how you're gonna try and get onto the boat?
Alright, so we're gonna be sneaking up to where the boat is, like docked.
On the wharf, the boat's docked.
Yes, because that's the only way I can get to the ropes to shimmy up, right?
Yep. Okay. Yep. Without going into the water.
Yeah, without going into the
Okay.
water.
Cool. So similar path. You go past this kind of like slimy little kind of dock master type thing, and move. Can I get you both to make stealth checks, please?
Sure.
With advantage.
Like I'm still trying to stealth.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you wear plate?
yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got disadvantage on it, but I probably wouldn't have worn my armor if we're gonna
Of course
do.
it does.
Okay. So you've gone light skippies. Okay.
Yeah, like like I did when we went into the order and stuff.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes, because I'm visible, so I don't need clothes.
Holy shit.
Cool.
Oh, I know.
Oh, it's 4.
Oh,
It's 4. 3.
With advantage, eh?
All right. Oh, which should I take? The 19 or the 20?
Oh,
Clean slate, Joel. Clean
Yes.
I think it
slate.
makes no
That
difference
would
'cause-
be a 13 from
Awesome.
me.
Okay, so 13 and then that 20. So there's a couple of points where you wander past and you kind of like, you see guards looking around as if they've heard something, but they're looking out to sea, and it's like, it's more of a, oh, what was that? Yeah. And it's real easy. You kind of walk past some of these crates with things stamped on them, and you see this group far up the wharf talking, guards, it looks like guards and sailors alike. And very early on in the boat, you've got the stern now. It's been pulled in stern first, so it's ready just to sail out. Behind of the boat, there's a couple of ropes tied to the wharf that are taut and leading up to the back of the boat.
Well, apparently, we're just going to shimmy up then.
Cool, make
No, well, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Yes, us splitting up right now, that seems like a very bad idea.
make acrobatics check, please.
All right.
So, acrobatics or athletics, you choose.
I will use. Oh, it's 1 point. I'm gonna use athletics, and
Acrobatics.
I'll gonna rub my lucky
Oh,
stone.
Okay, so
man.
roll with advantage.
Yep, because I don't want to fuck this up.
That's 6.
It's good.
Gonna be some editing going on.
Right, so I can either take a 15
Yeah.
or a 15.
Okay, we'll go with the 15. That's right.
pretty
What about
cool.
you, Andrea?
So I get 17.
Nice.
I'm also going to rub my stones.
Oh,
Oh,
So
please.
you
And
both
I'm
use-
going acrobatics.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's an 18.
Okay, nice. And you without you get a whisper in your ear from Skold, like, I'm gonna go first. I shouldn't be going first. And you go.
Yes.
You give him enough time because you can't see him, and you slowly go up, and it's hand over, hand over, hand over, and you get pretty easily to the top. And there's a lot of space up on the stern of the boat as you kind of pull yourself over the rail really easily. Gentle sway, there's not much kind of rocking the boat here. And maybe 4 or 5 meters away from you, there's a congregation of 3 or 4 people, and there's a couple of guards around by the stairs coming up to this area. 2 people that stand out from you in this group, though. One is this burly beast of a man, and he must be 6'8", built like a brick shed. He has got looks like a waistcoat on, not wearing much in the way of armour, leather waistcoat, kind of pants. He's got very short hair and a very short cropped beard, and his whole chest, and these are like the Rock-like pecs kind of thing, are covered. He's like the painted man, absolutely covered in tattoos and markings of all types. There are lightning bolts. There are what look like stylized kind of bands and symbols and swirls, and it's like it's incredible. So it's like looking at Maui off Moana kind of thing, just like. And he is just chortling and just laughing and talking in a very charismatic, confident, I care of no one, I'm scared of nothing kind of demeanour. And he is talking to an individual who is wearing very kind of tight leather trousers and a billowing kind of shirt that's tied around the waist and billowing up the top with a kind of a waistcoat also on, but very flamboyant in the way they act. They've got a long ponytail that's long hair that's braided, and a very kind of tight knit beard with like a tiny little goatee, with a long sword at this side. And looking at the big man, he doesn't seem to be carrying any weapons at the moment. And they are just having a very kind of jovial conversation. What are you two doing?
Don't get close enough to have a little listen in.
Okay.
I'm gonna whisper to Andra, like I'll try and see if I can get below deck and see if I can find some notes and things.
Sure.
So you're going below deck. Cool. You listen in, and very quickly the man is the kind of flamboyant man addresses Kovig a number of times, and it's in a very deferring kind of tone, as if you're clearly my boss, but he comes across as quite high-ranking himself. And you hear of a very straightforward journey, good payload, and it'll be great to get it on the way, and it'll be great to get it to the mine. COVID asks along the lines of, was there any problems? And this individual who is introduced as Adema, he kind of comes up. He's like, no problems. No one will come near us with her flying around.
Okay.
What do you expect? No one's going to touch us. But yeah, good payload, and actually we've got 3 loads that we're delivering. So Ivor will be pretty happy. You hear a comment that from Kovig in a roundabout sort of way, piece of information that, well, don't stress about going today, but they need to be on the road by dawn tomorrow at the very latest, and make sure you take all the normal and necessary requirements to get to Drake and then to the mine.
Okay, so they are taking a shipment to the mine. They're unloading here.
Yes.
And then they're loading up a shipment to the mine.
You do, yeah.
Okay.
You kind of get the impression you're at the tail end of the conversation, and you hear also kind of as you're starting to get antsy and like backing away a bit more, a conversation about, well, you're more than welcome, Adema, to come along. I'm having a dinner party tomorrow night at the manor. I've got some friends and I've got some very special entertainment to put on. And to be honest, you could probably catch up. He kind of turns around and goes, you'll probably be able to catch up with the convoy, no sweat. You get Adema. Yep. No problem. So it seems that he's been invited to the manor. There's a party going on, some sorts of meeting. Great. Skold,
Yes.
how are you getting downstairs?
So looking for some stairs or some open hatch or
Okay, cool.
something.
So there's a second set of stairs over the far end, opposite side of where this group are.
Yep.
You go over there,
Yes.
and there doesn't seem to be anyone down there. There's people moving around the bottom of the ship, or the level of the ship. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so same stealth check. You go down the stairs. There's a bit of a creak, but no different to the general creaking and rocking. In the centre, you see a number of sailors moving around. There's boxes being unloaded, but there's an open hatchway in the middle of the boat where you can see things being brought up.
Okay. Yep. Does say someone that looks important that's have like some note and check boxes off or
There's someone looking around. There's someone kind of making records of it, but make a perception check.
that is a 16.
Okay. You see this person, but you very quickly look past them to an individual, a guarded, like a kind of a robed guard by the looks of it, who's standing pretty much bang in front of a crate in like the back end of this kind of sunken part. And it's the only thing that has someone stood next to it, literally, like clearly guarding it.
Okay. I'm gonna try and sneak up and have a look at that crate.
Okay. So I'm going to get you to make another stealth check for me now, please. As you are going to just drop you down, you're going to try and find a window to go down this kind of ladder, these stairs, and make your way over to this area. Okay.
With advantage.
Come on then. Yeah.
So that's gonna be a 12.
Okay. Get down the stairs, no problem. You kind of time it.
Yeah.
Get over to the crate, and there's this guard there.
Yep.
And when you kind of get closer, you step on a floorboard, and you just, and the guard just kind of like immediately, he was attentive, but then he's like looking around. He's like, "Hello, who's there? What's going on?"
Then I would just abort and like start moving away if I can.
And you go to move away, and a cat runs across your path, and you see the guard just. Fucking cat. That's 7. Stupid cat. Yeah. And he just relaxes a little bit.
Alright, then I feel brave because it wasn't a black cat that ran across, so I'm gonna try and sneak up to see if I can get a better look at the crate.
Get a better look at the crate.
Yep.
You move to the crate, you have a look.
Yep.
You see this emblem on the side of the crate, some writing. You notice that the crate has got a hinge on the back and a latch on the front.
Yep.
Doesn't look like it's nailed shut.
Okay.
And with that information, we're going to hold.
Stephen Swears, guys. I've written them down.
Well, that means you've got to join us next week to see if
Yeah.
bravery pays off or...
Wow.
Yeah, because Volt has been calling me chicken, so now we're gonna be doing some stuff.
Cool.
Join us next week when Skold either discovers some vital information or drops us all in the crap once again. Thanks everyone, we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.